Have you ever stopped to wonder what will happen to your digital life, your photos, your emails, the very blueprint of our modern civilization 1,000 years from now? We live in an era of unprecedented information, yet we are arguably standing on the precipice of a digital dark age, where our most precious records are stored on hardware that is destined to rot within a decade. What if the solution to preserving humanity as entire history wasn't found in a faster microchip or a bigger cloud server, but in the ancient, shimmering depths of glass? Today, we are going to explore a revolution that sounds like science fiction, but is currently being perfected in labs. The birth of 5D optical storage, a technology that promises to keep our data safe not just for lifetimes, but until the stars themselves burn out. In the heart of the 21st century, we are drowning in data. Every click, every video upload, every medical record, and every line of code adds to a global mountain of information that is growing at an exponential rate. But here is the terrifying secret the tech industry rarely discusses. We are building our digital cathedrals on sinking sand. The data storage problem is the ultimate bottleneck of modern technology. Think about your smartphone or your external hard drive. Within 5 to 10 years, that hardware will likely fail. Magnetic tapes, the industry standard for long-term archives, must be respooled and migrated to new hardware every few years to prevent degradation. This constant cycle of migration is not just expensive. It is a logistical nightmare that consumes massive amounts of energy and physical space. Enter PhonX, a UK-based startup that has decided to stop fighting the decay of magnets and electricity and instead look toward the permanence of the physical world. Their breakthrough? Memory crystals made of fused silica glass. They claim that data embedded in these crystals could remain stable for time spans comparable to the age of the universe. Imagine a storage medium that requires no power, no cooling, and no maintenance. While this might sound like a bold claim from a small player, the vision gained massive credibility when the tech titan Microsoft independently began pursuing the exact same path. We are witnessing a shift from temporary storage to eternal storage. Why does this matter right now? Why can't we just keep building more data centers? To understand the urgency, we have to look at the concept of cold data. In the digital world, data is categorized by how often it is accessed. Hot data is what you are using right now, your social media feed, your current work projects. Cold data, however, is the vast ocean of information that is rarely accessed but is too important to delete. This includes historical archives, legal records, scientific research, and cultural heritage like films and music. Currently, storing this cold data is an environmental disaster. Thousands of data centers across the globe hum with the sound of cooling fans and spinning disks, consuming terawatts of electricity just to keep data alive. Every few years, engineers must manually move petabytes of data from old servers to new ones to stay ahead of hardware failure. If we don't find a way to store data, passively meaning it stays safe without constant energy input, we will eventually reach a point where the cost of remembering our past bankrupts our future. This is where the narrative shifts from crisis to hope. PhonX's radical promise is built on a material we've known for millennia: glass. But not just any glass-fused silica. Unlike the magnetic bits on a hard drive, which can be flipped by a stray cosmic ray or a fluctuating magnetic field, data in glass is write once, permanent. Fused silica has no natural decay mechanisms at room temperature. It is chemically stable, incredibly hard, and resistant to almost everything that kills traditional tech. When you encode data into glass, you aren't storing it as an electrical charge that might leak away. You are physically altering the structure of the glass itself. It's the difference between writing a message in the sand and carving it into a granite cliff. PhonX argues that as long as the glass plate remains intact, the information within it could theoretically endure for cosmological timescales billions of years. This isn't just a better hard drive, it's a digital fossil. How do you fit the Library of Congress into a piece of glass the size of a postage stamp? The secret lies in 5D optical storage. Traditional storage is 2D like a CD surface or 3D like layers in a chip. 5D storage uses a high-speed femtosecond laser to create tiny nanostructures called voxels inside the glass. They are complex structures that carry 5 distinct parameters: x-coordinate, horizontal position; y-coordinate, vertical position; z-coordinate, depth within the glass; orientation, the angle of the nanostructure; optical intensity, the strength of the light it reflects; By utilizing these 5 dimensions, researchers compact data with incredible density. To read the data, a system shines polarized light through the glass. The nanostructures change the polarization of the light, which is then decoded by software. Because the data is physical, it is naturally resilient to heat. It can survive 1000 degrees Celsius, radiation, and water. It is, for all intents and purposes, indestructible by normal environmental standards. The journey of PhonX didn't start in a corporate boardroom. It began in the labs of the University of Southampton. Over a decade ago, researchers there produced the first 5D glass recordings. One of their most famous early demonstrations was the Superman memory crystal, a tribute to the fictional crystals used in the Superman films to store Kryptonian knowledge. To prove the technology's durability, early prototypes were sent into space and subjected to extreme conditions. These demonstrations showed that the technology wasn't just a laboratory curiosity. It was ready for the harshest environments known to man. Today, PhonX is leading the charge to transition this from a cool experiment into a commercial reality. They are developing functional prototypes and a roadmap to increase the speed of the lasers, making the process of writing and reading data fast enough for industrial use. While PhonX acts as the agile pioneer, Microsoft is the industrial heavyweight with a parallel vision called Project Silica. Microsoft isn't looking to sell you a glass thumb drive for your laptop. They are reimagining the entire architecture of the cloud. Microsoft's vision involves massive robotic archival libraries. Imagine a room filled with thousands of glass plates, each containing terabytes of data. These plates sit on shelves, completely passive, requiring zero electricity. When a piece of data is needed, a robotic arm fetches the specific plate and brings it to a high-speed reader. This approach concentrates the complexity and the power consumption in the readers and writers, while the storage medium itself remains a simple, inert piece of glass. It is a fundamental rethink of how data centers operate, moving away from always-on spinning disks to always-safe glass plates. To prove to the world that this wasn't just a dream, Microsoft partnered with Warner Bros. To archive the 1978 Superman movie on a piece of glass the size of a drink coaster. This wasn't just a gimmick. It was a high-stakes test using production-grade data. The demonstration was a resounding success. They proved that they could encode, store, and perfectly reconstruct a feature-length film with zero data loss. Beyond just longevity, this test highlighted a crucial security benefit: air-gapped physical isolation. Because the glass plates are not connected to a network while they sit on the shelf, they are physically immune to cyber attacks, ransomware, and hacking. In an era of increasing digital warfare, the safest place for data is offline, etched in stone. The race for the future of memory is being run on 2 tracks. Microsoft is building toward a cloud-native archival service. Their goal is to integrate glass storage into Azure, their global cloud platform, offering eternal archiving as a service to governments and massive corporations. PhonX, on the other hand, is positioning itself as an infrastructure provider. They want to supply the engines, the specialized lasers and glass components to data centers around the world. This competition is healthy. It's driving down costs and speeding up innovation, but they aren't alone. Other players are exploring ceramic-based storage and even synthetic DNA storage. The industry is reaching a consensus. Magnetic media is a relic of the past, and the future of information belongs to materials that can survive the passage of time without a battery. If glass storage is so perfect, why aren't we using it for everything? The answer lies in the fundamental trade-off in computing. There's always a balance between speed, cost, and durability. Glass-based storage is not and likely never will be as fast as a solid-state drive, SSD. You won't be playing high-end video games off a glass crystal anytime soon. Writing nanostructures with a laser is a slow, precision-heavy process. Glass storage is a deliberate choice to prioritize permanence and resilience over real-time access. It is the slow movement of the data world. It is designed for information that needs to be kept for 100, 500, or 5,000 years. It's about building a digital legacy, not just a faster browser. As we look toward the next decade, we are witnessing a quiet race between a fast-moving startup and a cautious tech giant. But the winner of this race isn't just the company that makes the most profit. It's humanity itself. For the first time in our history, we possess a medium capable of preserving the sum of human knowledge beyond the lifespan of our current civilization. If our society were to face a catastrophic collapse, our magnetic tapes and hard drives would be unreadable within a generation. But these glass crystals? They could be found by a future generation, or even a future species, and read as clearly as the day they were made. We are finally building a library that can withstand the weight of eternity. The question is no longer if we can save our data forever, but what we will choose to save. If you found this exploration fascinating, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. We dive deep into the stories that shape our world every week, and I'd love to have you with us for the next one.